There we go.
Okay.
So I'm going to try hitting it with my sword. It hasn't. Has it tried? No, okay. So it's really big.
Yeah, it's plus 20 because of its size. If you half
Right.
aim, that'll be another plus 10.
All right, 30.
If you add your thing, it's
yeah, it'll be 40.
yeah,
So
and then
45.
if you add caster's thing is 45. Correct. Okay, it tries to dodge.
Which it probably will.
Nope.
Yes.
So roll damage.
It's dead, probably. Right.
Yeah, it'll probably die from just as normal damage.
We'll see.
Yeah, it dies from normal damage.
All right.
Okay, that's your
I
turn.
wasn't completely useless this turn, guys.
Sarlacc, your turn.
Still fiddling with me.
Yeah, but it's fine. Let me... I'll just semi-auto the remaining guy.
Yep, so semi-auto at close range is plus 10, its size is plus 20, and you can take Uriel's thing for plus 40. And then caster's thing for 5, so you can get 45 overall.
What about point blank range?
Oh, actually, yeah, it is point blank, so it'll be 60 anyway.
I'm in melee as well, aren't I? With it. So.
Oh, yeah, so it'll actually be reduced by 2, so that's actually probably right what it was anyway. So 2 bullets hit it, it tries to dodge. It fails, so 2 damage rolls. 1d10 for the Righteous Fury. Were they just normal bolt shells, or were they
Normal, not Hellfire.
Okay, so 25 damage, pen 4. So it would have done 11 damage initially, and then another 6 from that, so 17 damage. And then the last one will definitely not kill it, I think. No, definitely not kill it. It will reduce it by 7. Okay. Alright, so the Tyrannid Ravener lightning attacks Lorgat.
Parry it.
Well, it misses you, so you don't need to worry about that.
Oh, goddamn.
It does multiple attacks to you.
Yep.
And it misses again. Fucking goddammit, George, you failed.
George.
Yes, that Ravener's name is George.
Since it has a name, does that mean I can tame it with Wrangle?
You can try. I mean, success is not guaranteed.
George was always the runt of the litter.
I quickly vox Kadir and say, don't kill it, I have a plan.
Gonna ride Raveners into battle now. Yeah.
Yes.
Kadir, your turn.
If it's not Bermuda.
If I'm not killing it, so I'll take defensive position.
Wait,
Wait,
we're
what?
actually thinking about doing this.
Fucking kill it.
No.
God.
Let me wrangle it, please.
Pro tip, you can't wrangle Tyranids.
No, they kind of have a hive mind.
But there is no hive mind controlling these guys. They're beasts.
There's always a hive mind.
Yeah, but when they have intrinsic nature, they're just like the most savage beast you'll ever meet. There's no way you can tame this
Look,
shit.
look,
Okay.
Orgath, if someone doesn't kill it, I'm gonna walk up and kill it while you're trying to wrangle it, so it doesn't matter.
So
No.
I'll take a helm and shoot with my melt again.
Okay, that's gonna be like plus 45. Yeah. Definitely.
Plus point blank.
Well, that's including the point blank and everything. Because it's always gonna be, yeah. Yep, so it tries to dodge that one thing. And it succeeds. It dodges. Okay, Lorgat, your turn.
You know what? Dropping into solo mode and doing Thunder's Call against it just because.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to hit it in the face with a lightning attack.
Mhm.
Plus then Mastercrafted, plus 20 size.
Minus 10 because lightning attack, remember.
Yeah, plus 10 Thunder's Call, plus 10 Oath. So
Yeah.
plus 40.
You also add Uriel's thing as well for another plus 10.
Ah, plus 50.
And casters for another 5.
No, I dropped into solo mode, so.
Oh, yeah, you can. Okay.
And
Alright. It tries to dodge.
Curious George was curious no longer.
Yeah, it does. It's just, I'm not even gonna carry it. It has like 5 wounds left. It's dead.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah, that's like 9
You
fucking.
turn it into Tyranid sushi.
Yeah, 9 hits. It's like pieces. Okay, so the last of the Raveners seems to have been defeated, and the way down into the reliquary is open to you.
Medico tests.
Kadir, go ahead and make your Medicaid tests.
Yeah, see to the wounded.
I'll start with my This one is for Lorga.
Starting on Lorgath.
He started on himself. He's going to be.
Oh.
Yeah, so you'd be full HP again, Kadir.
Yes,
Lorga,
Solar.
you'd be full HP.
Yeah.
Sarlacc needs Medicaid as well.
Yes, I do.
Hooray!
Wow.
1d5. Sarlacc, you have like Auto Sanguine or Hardy, don't you?
I have auto sanguine, yeah.
Okay, what's your int now, Kadir?
6.
6, okay, so 12 and 6 plus 3, yeah, so 9, so 18, so you gain 18 wounds back.
Thank you.
Okay, so you guys, I guess, continue on down into the reliquary. Okay. Okay, so the altar where the sphere of Saint Tyrette once resided remains within the ruined temple complex. The collapse of the temple cracked the altar in numerous places, it seems. Constant contact with Tyranid exoskeletons wore down some of the surfaces. However, the psychic echoes from the sphere are as yet undiminished. Make a plus 30 Psyniscience test for me, Uriel, because as soon as you enter the reliquary area, like a vast warp presence sort of assails you.
Plus 20?
30. Saint Arret, not Tourette.
Would explain some things.
Okay. So you immediately attune your mind to recognize the presence of the missing artifact. After centuries of residing in this place, the altar continues to bear the echoes of its presence. This psychic signature carries a feeling of calm and an unnatural placidity to it. Anyone who is attuned to this signature can seem to follow up the artifact's trail even over great distances. So you can sense, Uriel, that the artifact is no longer present inside this reliquary and that its trail seems to lead out through a series of tunnels ahead of you. So you can now guide the rest of your brothers to follow the trail if you so want to.
That I shall. Brothers, it has been moved. We must venture on. It is this way. Onwards.
Okay.
If that is your will, Captain.
Nah, so just give up.
Then back to the ship.
I'm sick of-
Cocktails for all.
No, very, very good work, Brother Uriel. Your gifts are once again of great worth to our cause. Onwards, lead us towards the prize that we must seek out. Is there anything else in this temple? Like what? That like
all the relics around here seem to have really been smashed, destroyed long before now. It's basically like you're in the midst of what looks like a Ravener hive, just like Tyranid ooze and shit all over the place, and just the particular altar is like smashed and worn down, basically. So by following the trail, you continue down the path into the long, sort of winding catacombs of the temple. And after a while, you do run upon something that sort of startles you all. You find what appears to be power armor, Astartes power armor, Artificer power armor, in fact, and it bears the seal of the Lux Veritas.
can we tell from which brother it was from and how?
Wait, we can with my mind.
Ooh.
Yes, he could conduct that, or Sarla could do a simple tech use test to try and recover the data core of the power armor.
Let's see who
What's
does it
the,
best.
What's the chapter symbol?
The chapter symbol, that's a good question. Let me find it real quick.
Oh yeah, that would easily tell us.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was getting.
Put my mind away a second.
Put that thing away here.
You just sheave your mind. The suspense is killing me, guys. I'm saying.
What? Weren't you doing something?
No.
No.
Ah, just waiting for one.
Uriel was putting away his mind.
You guys need to make a common lore Adeptus Astartes for me to try and recognize the symbol of the pauldron.
I swear to
Really?
God. If it's
Yes.
like ultramarine, I'm gonna laugh so hard. It's like-
Any bonuses?
No, if it was any chapter that you guys would know about, you would or
Yeah.
were a member of, you'd immediately recognize it. But
we
obviously it's not.
don't know shit.
Black.
Oh, you know, is there any bonuses for anything?
No, there's no bonuses for this.
Oh, Uriel knows.
Oh,
You're
who
right.
does? The librarian.
Okay, so yes, the battered and semi-destroyed artificer armor that you see before you, which is in fact there's a skeleton of a space marine inside of it. On his chest rests the rune of a storm bolter, equipped with many advanced targeting equipment and things like that. His helmet is basically like cut in half to his side, and a ritualistic combat knife is strapped to his belt, along with a power sword. And you can recognize that the pauldron of this Space Marines Artificer power armor is that of the Crimson Castilians. So you know from the story you were told that this is the captain of the Lux Veritas at the time of this mission, Brother Andrug of the Crimson Castilians.
Who are they? Are they a successor of anyone? Or?
They are a successor of someone, yes. I think they're a successor of the Blood Angels.
No, so we leave them.
Let me find over what chapter they're from, actually.
Would we find out much more if I did my lifting the veil and crushed my psychic?
You just
No,
want
probably
to
not.
use more.
You can do that if you want to, yes.
Probably won't find much.
So the Crimson Castilians are actually a descendant chapter of an unknown Primarch, so you have no idea who they're from.
Well, then I'm going to unfettered willpower. Yeah,
Maybe you'll summon a demon who'll tell us.
there we go.
You got it. By
Yeah,
0.7. So
that's fine. It's about my psi rating, which is 7, which means we get pretty much everything.
Okay, so you know this is like the power armor of, as I said, Brother Andrug. And you guys do know the history of Brother Andrug to a degree, and this, his thing tells you the rest. So this is the story of Brother Andrug, okay? So Brother Andrug served in the Adeptus Astartes Crimson Castilians for over 6 decades before answering the call, 6 centuries before answering the call of the Deathwatch and taking his Apocryphon oath at Watch Fortress Ariok. It is well that Andrug departed his parent chapter when he did, for him and for the Deathwatch both, for the Crimson Castilians appear to have changed drastically since the Battle Brothers' day, becoming something he would barely recognize. 18 years later, when having discharged his first oath, he returned to his homeworld of Voral Secundus. Andrug never spoke of what transpired upon his return to his parent chapter, but whatever it was, he was soon back at the Watch Fortress Ariok, making his second Apocryphon oath. Brother Andrug was known as a dour and taciturn individual, in many ways at odds with the demeanors of his battle brothers in the Lux Veritas. Some hold, however, that such a balance of natures was necessary and presented one of the main components that made the kill team as successful as it was. Andrug rarely spoke, even when directly addressed, yet when he did, his words cut straight to the heart of whatever was being discussed. His wisdom was much sought after, though he never explained how he had come into such often highly esoteric knowledge he seemed to have amassed over the centuries. Though he was not possessed of the powers of the Psyker, Brother Andrug spent time with the librarians of the Deathwatch and was known to have provided sage counsel to the encumbrance of the Tower of Brass on several occasions. What knowledge a Space Marine might have that would cause an Inquisitor to seek him out remains but one of the countless mysteries surrounding the Lux Veritas. And you can tell the last emotions of this man. He seems to have died with pride, knowing that he saved his battle brothers, at least for a moment longer, and it seemed he died holding off the Tyranids in this particular expanse of the tunnels as the rest of them tactically retreated. So he basically heroically sacrificed himself.
Oh, nice.
And
Can I retrieve his gene seed, or there's nothing left by now?
oh, it's centuries old. His gene seed's long since gone. Yeah. So
Skeleton.
you can tell that on top of his pride of like sacrificing himself for his brothers, he also felt a great deal of rage. But at what particular individual, you cannot tell. And that he and his brothers were pursuing someone.
Elder calling it now.
Would it be of use for us to like collect his remains?
I believe so, especially if it's like artificer armor.
Yeah.
You could pick up his equipment and stuff, yeah. He's got a mastercrafted power sword, if anyone wants to keep that. He's got a mastercrafted storm bolter equipped with the same sight thing that Sarlacc has. And it does still have rounds inside it. The rounds are Hellfire rounds.
I don't believe we should use his sacred war gear unless we absolutely have to, because it's kind of like grave robbing.
He
Let's put
he also has a ritualistic combat knife, which seems to be bound to his parent chapter. So
let's put the body in the rhino.
Yes.
The
we
the
should
Land
upstairs.
Raider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys will bring his body back to the Land Raider at some point, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So you want to push on, I suppose, though.
The direction that my mind tells us.
Yep. Let me just find it. Okay. So yeah, to your eyes, you basically identified it. Okay. Investigation of the surrounding area indicates that this was the site of a titanic battle. Other than the power armor and the skeleton, there are no biological remains of other fallen battle brothers. Presumably, the Tyranids consumed all remaining organic material as the fight continued down the corridor. With the psychic echoes identified, that you've basically been attuned to the Severe, you now recognize its trail beyond the confines of the temple. The tunnel seems to lead out into a cave system that eventually goes out into the outside, and a clear path from the cave mouth through the ruined city extends up and into the nearby hillside. So do you guys want to follow the trail up into the hillside? Because you're now outside again, basically.
Should we follow it in our tank?
You could bring the body back to the tank and then drive the Land Raider up there if you wanted to, yeah.
Yes,
sounds
I
good.
would do that.
Yeah. Well, when we get back, does the Major have anything to say?
Nope, no, there were no Xeno sightings in your time down there, though they heard combat, but you told them to stay put, so they stayed up top.
Although they would have helped anyway, in any way.
Yes. I shall order them to. There's nothing left here of importance that they need to do, is there?
No, City is a massive 30-year-old ruin. So.
Yeah, so I ordered them, the remnants of them, to onwards to further redeem yourself in the eyes of the Emperor, and they accompany us.
Okay. So, following the path further reveals it descends like several kilometers up into a hillside, and you can tell that whoever was carrying the orb at the time, Uriel, seems to have been slightly injured, but they were carrying it up into the hillside, probably running from the Lux Veritas. After a while, the path extends through the ruined city, as I said, into the nearby hillside. Following the path further up into the hillside reveals a now abandoned cave system. There are a number of indications that someone dwelt within the cave for several weeks. Also contained within it is a badly damaged suit of heavy carapace armor, human heavy carapace armor. By all indications, it seems that this suit was the suit that Fine wore in service of Inquisitor Gent. So remember, Inquisitor Gent sent his cadre acolyte, Fine, along with them to identify relics. So this appears to be his body armor. The suit bears the psychic signature of the sphere as well, but its interior is badly burnt and there is no sign of a body. So do you want to do anything about this carapace armor? Maybe bring it back to Ghent or something? It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it would be
Ghent
useful for
was
me
like-
to scan it again with my mind? I can
You
lift
could.
the veil on it.
You could attempt to, yes.
Attempt. I'm gonna again not push. I'm just gonna unfettered.
Push it. Push it real good.
It's all good.
Okay, so you do not get a clear reading out of this, despite your success.
What?
The psychic emanations of the sphere seem to have been pressed against this armor for quite some time, and in that time, it's overwhelmed everything else, and all you can do is read the trail of the sphere from it.
Okay.
Maybe it killed him. Who knows?
Okay,
So we'll take.
you
Take.
take.
Does
Yeah.
it have any like clear markings of
Yes,
like?
it has the mark of Inquisitor Gent and the
Ah,
Inquisition.
very well.
So.
Yes, then we will take it back to him.
Okay. So the trail of the sphere continues from the cave up to the peak of the hill behind it. Examination of this area reveals that a landing shuttle arrived here some time ago. Based upon the impact marks on the site, the shuttle landed in a hurry and may have also left in the same fashion. Further investigation of the area for like several minutes reveals several pieces of ceramite broken off from suits of power armor. These look as though they might have been badly damaged in a serious firefight. So anyone have Forbidden Lore, the Traitor Legions, or Forbidden Lore Heresy?
Oh dear.
A damn Alpha Legion.
I swear to God.
Yeah. Well, does anyone? It's definitely. It's clear. It's not any. The ceramite like scrapings are clearly not loyalists. They're some sort of traitor legion.
Oh, so although those of us who don't have it don't know what specific.
Yes, because
Yeah,
the coloration and the marking of the ceramite has clearly been warped by the touch of chaos, and it's also very old pattern mark, so it indicates traitor legion. So, does anyone have traitor legions or forbidden heresy?
I do not.
No.
Okay, so all you know is that some sort of traitor legion. The color, if you're interested, is burnt orange.
Burnt orange.
Or
Yes.
I mean, what's the likelihood of my lifting the veil to be of any use here? Because
possible.
like
Quite probable.
like if I push it and go up to like 8 or 9, it tells me their careers, ranks, and names. If it actually ends up working.
Yeah, but it also might do
Summon a
horrible
demon lord.
things.
That's why we all stand 100 meters away whilst he does it.
It just like nukes the entire. No, I think you should just unfettered if you're gonna do it.
I
That's
think we should.
personally, I don't have control of you, so.
Yeah,
I think we should find out what rank he was, because probably certain legions would have unique ranks. So then we could find out what traitor legion he's
Yeah,
from.
but then again, it might just. Well, then again, we don't have forbidden lore like traitor legions, so we don't know ourselves.
Well, if he gets his name, rank, and what else did you say? Career, yeah. So then we'd probably most likely find out what traitor legion he is.
Career psychopathic killer.
Yeah.
Well, are you doing augury, yeah?
Lifting the veil again.
Oh, lifting the veil, right. Yeah, lifting the veil. Okay, so the psychic detects the strongest emotion. The psychic general features of the people who experience the emotion and rough impression of the events that transpired. All of the oaths plus the psychic gets a clear image of the events of the area. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, do you want to do it?
I say push it, personally.
It's up to you, Uriel. Did you push it? No, you didn't. It's flat. Okay, so what was the psi rating? 7? Yeah, 7. Okay.
7, yeah.
So the psychic detects the strongest emotion associated with the area or object. Okay, so the strongest emotion associated with this, the little scraps of armor is lust for power. Okay. As above, plus the psychic sees the general features of the people who experience the emotion and a rough impression of the events that transpired. You see a hideously deformed face of a Chaos Space Marine in Terminator armor.
Oh.
The Chaos Space Marine has the brand of Chaos burned into his flesh. And all along his eyes, there's a strange outline of fire behind his eyelids. Okay? As of all of the above, plus the psychic gets a clear image of the events from the area that left the strongest psychic impressions. You see a pitched battle occurring in a semi-not-so-ruined city 3 decades ago. The city is currently in the midst of a very clear Tyranid incursion. Several thousand Imperial Guardsmen fight several kilometers into the distance. You can hear the explosion of basilisks as they fire their artillery in the distance. You can see huge swarms of Tyranid creatures charging at the Imperial Guardsmen. But up on the hill here, isolated and far away from the conflict, a much smaller skirmish takes place between a landing shuttlecraft of what appears to be Chaos Space Marine platoon, led by what appears to be a other Chaos Space Marine in Terminator armor. He leads them against what is clearly 3 surviving members of the Lux Veritas, as the man in Terminator armor drags the man you know as Fine into the chaotic Storm Raven.
Naked.
Not naked. He's just grabbing him in his big giant power claw and sort of dragging him in. And Fine is very clearly holding the orb. You see as several members of the Lux Veritas are finally killed, and their remains are utterly destroyed by the traders, who then make a quick escape before the Tyranids can come and consume what's left.
Well, I'm going to tell this.
Yeah, I was going to ask, does he see which members of the Lux Veritas were killed here?
The final 3 members, including Proteus of the Ultramarines. So he died, and his body was consumed clearly by the Tyranids, so there are no remains left.
But I know, well, I don't know who killed him, but I know I know Chaos Space Marines did.
Some Chaos Lord and Terminator armor, by the looks of it.
Oh god.
But there were 2 different sides, 2 different legions of Chaos.
No, it was there were Tyranids just attacking Imperial Guardsmen in the distance and swarming all around. It was one group, and they were all wearing burnt orange armor of a sign none of you recognize, but they clearly weren't any of the normal ones that you're familiar with.
What is the?
It's any of the originals.
It doesn't look like any of the originals that you guys know of, because some of you you're from the Ultramarines, so you're kind of somewhat informed about the original legions. At least all of you from the original chapters would know something about the original legions. So you don't recognize the symbol of any of these Chaos Space Marines. They seem to be just wearing a strange burnt orange color with their pauldron sort of, well, along their armor in various places there seems to be a symbol of a torch, and that's it. You don't recognize who they are or anything like that.
Like a flame or an actual burning.
A flame, like a burning torch, basically. Yeah.
I tell this to the group.
I will cast a sort of shake slightly with rage. This blasphemy cannot stand. I turn to Uriel. Brother Uriel, do you still have the trail of that orb?
I do, Warren.
The trail ends here because it enters into the chaotic shuttle Storm Raven and then leaves the planet.
I do not. The signal seems to have left the planet. It was taken aboard the lander, I believe.
This was 30 years ago, right?
30 years ago.
Yeah.
These Chaos Space Marines, surely there must be... We have their symbol, their heraldry. Perhaps there will be information on these wretches in further detail on... Or did we come on a ship or something?
Yeah, you guys
There
can.
are of fire, aren't there?
You could conduct an augury, Uriel, to try and determine the best course of action of where you guys need to head now.
Augury. Oh, that's that. Yeah,
Fortune
like
telling.
things happen. Yeah. Okay, I'll give an augury a go.
And Kadir, you were going to say something, sorry? You think they're called the Sons of Fire? It's a possibility. Yep.
I don't know much about them.
Yeah, I'm not too up to date on I say up to date, there's a ton of little war bands and stuff.
Yeah.
Up,
my character would say this was 30 years ago. They've probably fled into the Eye by now.
Or the
Hadex anomaly.
Hadex anomaly.
Yeah, either one. The Eye would be safer for them.
It is
also
still
on the other side of the galaxy, so...
Yeah, but they had 30 years to get there, so...
Yeah, maybe.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't they have to go through the Iron Collar and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, yeah, that thing.
They can't get out of the Jericho Reach. So, yeah.
They probably would have gone to the anomaly, if anything. What concerns me more is that if they truly have this orb of power in 30 years, why has nothing come of it in the Reach?
Why indeed?
They probably don't still have it.
Well, at this point, those traitors seem to be our only lead.
Traitors
Well-
would not try and sell it for anything.
Depends.
If I do
Uriel said they had a lust for power. So.
they do have a lust for power.
But not money, though. They
What
would
you
not
said
trade
they-
it.
Space Marines don't really give a fuck about money,
Yeah.
especially not the
They-
Chaos variety.
what
Yeah, I
these
was gonna say.
heretics who have turned their backs on the Emperor have for wealth they only seek to destroy.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, they wouldn't trade it away to any other race unless it was for a weapon they could understand.
Regardless, Uriel, what of your attempt your divination?
I'm again not going to push because I only get the having one sentence of advice concerning the clearest path to the answer if I push. So that's like it's fine to just not push. I think. Boom.
Okay, so that's based on your POR again, isn't it? Yep. So 7, right? So the Psyker determines the most dangerous option. Well, you need to ask me a question again. So
Oh God. I should have been thinking about that.
Probably something like, what is the best course of action to take to locate the orb or something?
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good question.
So where do we seek the orb? Is that the
Yeah,
question?
where do we seek the orb? Yeah.
Okay, so the Psyker determines the most dangerous opposition that the subject will face, as above, plus the Psyker also determines other negative forces that may be present. The Psyker can determine as many forces as his POR. As all the above, plus the Psyker determines the best advantage or tool that the subject can use for the situation. Okay,
Oh,
so
shit.
the most dangerous opposition you will face while seeking the orb in the current task that you were, well, the current trail that you were following, is basically an image of Chaos Space Marines flash between your eyes, the same ones you saw from before, and in particular that same sort of Chaos Lord and the Terminator armor sort of turns his ugly face at you for a moment in your vision. Then above, the cycle determines other negative forces that may be present and equal to your POR, so you determine 7 more forces, or at least 6 more. So you see Chaos Mutants, you see Chaos Cultists, you see Heretics, you see a great space battle, and you see a burnt hive world. Okay. As all the above, plus the Psychic determines the best advantage tool that the subject can use for the situation. It gives you an image of you returning to the Noctum Vigilante, or Vigilantes, whatever it's called, and plotting a course to a strange star system that you just see burned into your mind the word Vanity. Okay?
Okay.
And that's everything that it gives you.
Okay.
That's in the Chaos Salient.
There is a world called Vanity.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, wow, I tell this to the group.
It would seem our next action is clear. We shall return and make preparations to advance to journey to this Vanity. It would seem the next step in our journey to track down this relic, this orb.
Warren, is the Storm Warden still in the Jericho Reach?
Yes, the Storm Wardens are one of the chapters that have devoted a company to this Jericho Reach. Yeah.
Would it be against like Deathwatch rules to request outside assistance in one of these matters?
No, you guys can request Adeptus Astartes support. Yeah.
Yeah, I would try and request some of the ships they have here, or like even if it's just a frigate, like something small like a frigate or something like that.
There is actually a book, I think it's Rites of Battle, where you have to make specific requisitions of things. Is it
I am
Rites of
aware that Vanity is the entire of it's called a war zone there. So
Yes, Salabos Warzone. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get Storm Warden help.
Maybe Inquisitor Gent will have extra help for us as he has helped us already.
Yeah,
if
if you
we are
guys
bringing back his the armor of his manservant.
If you guys look under Imperial Assets in Rites of Battle on page 214 of the actual book, you guys can see all the things you can call in for requisition. So if you guys have any spare requisition that you didn't tell me about or didn't use, there is a bunch of things you could possibly get.
I like the sound of super heavy armor support, but it's like 80 requisition.
Yeah, there's different kinds of Imperial assets. There's Imperial Naval, Imperial Guard, Inquisitorial, and Adeptus Astartes assets.
Yeah, I don't think we have we don't have enough left over.
As I said again, maybe
if you make them
get...
aware of it, they may grant you additional position.
So our choices right now seem, or the best choices from my point of view is we head straight to the Salabas war zone and try and get in contact with Imperial forces and, make them aware of the situation and direct them. Or we head back to Arioch.
I believe Arioch would be the best.
Yeah, I mean, there's no hurry.
Things
Yeah, nothing's happened in 30 years. I doubt nothing's going to happen in a few months.
Reach dies because...
Yeah, we failed the campaign. Where is Arioch compared to Vanity?
Arioch is on there.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Inquisitor Gent wanted as much information as possible. And when we told him about what we found before, he helped us.
He was accommodating, so we know that much.
Just some statistical things I need to tell you about. First of all, it will take you 2 months to reach Arioch going this way, and it will take you just 1 month to reach Vanity because the Hadex normally causes a lot of warp distortions. But heading to it from this direction is not as bad as heading to it from this direction. So if you were to go straight to it now, you get there in a month. But if you were to go back to Arioch and then go around here, it will take you about 5 months to reach Vanity. Just so you know.
Did Uriel's augury, did it have any sense of haste, or was it just...
Let me see what he would have known from that. No, he didn't have enough to determine if haste was important or
not. I know that they've not done anything in 30 years. I highly doubt that they would make a breakthrough in the months it would take for us to get assets.
I tend to agree.
Then again, why did the Omega Vault open now?
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think.
Well, we don't want to turn up to a planet that has a chaos fleet surrounding it and we can't break through. In your augury, you did mention the space battle, right? So
you guys can just completely look up information that the Deathwatch has about Vanity to learn anything you want, and I can give you handouts about it. So if you want to go back to
I know a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it briefly because I GM other stuff for Deathwatch. From what I can recall, it's toxic, so they can only deploy elite troops like Space Marines and stuff.
There, you can go ahead and read it there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can give you?
It was a hive world as well, so that's definitely the
yeah, I think that's the extent of the information you can get from just looking it up in the data of the Nocturne Vigilante. Or Vigilante, sorry.
I would say that we won't need ground forces because we are surely enough, but one ship cannot beat a space armada if there is to be one.
There is Imperial...
You're aware that the Salabas War Zone has a significant Imperial naval and army presence as well right now. And there's actually a pitched battle that has been happening for several years around Vanity that's sort of dragged on with neither side making much progress. So.
Would we be able to get would we be able to get in contact with the people on the Imperial fleet there?
Yep, there are significant buoys and Imperial stations set up around the Vanity system for incoming Imperial assets to go to the front.
Yeah,
skirmishes around
that's our best option then.
Yeah, is there any Storm Wardens there, or?
You don't know. You'll have to find out by going there. You have no idea like the movements of your chapter.
Yeah.
You've been like in the Deathwatch for like a few years now, so you have no
Okay.
idea since you left.
Out of
Right.
interest, Warren, like, would I know if there are any Ultramarines in the Reach right now?
The Ultramarines are not a chapter serving in the Reach.
They're not in the Reach.
No.
Okay.
They don't give
Well,
a shit.
they are in me and brothers like you.
Yes, but they have no dedicated companies.
Yeah.
Warren,
Okay, so
would I know if they have cake? Sorry, I'm just
Yes.
messing.
I presume some of the nobles of the fleet probably brought cake. Yes.
you're a machine though. You can't have cake. Yeah. It is in Caster's opinion, my opinion, that the extra aid that we might get from Ghent or by going to Ariok does not outweigh the amount of time we would lose. So I believe that the Imperial assets and the Crusade forces that we shall make contact with in the Celibus War Zone will be enough. As it is, our duty to the Deathwatch and the Adeptus Astartes is that we must complete missions like these regardless of the odds. So we will make all haste towards Vanity. We will make contact with the Imperial forces in the Vanity system or however they are deployed, and then we will see about where on Vanity we will need to proceed to pursue our objective.
Yeah, okay. If we're going straight there, then I would try and just immediately contact Storm Wardens nearby, any vessels.
Well,
So
we
you
can-
guys are gonna journey to Vanity, yeah?
yeah, we're just gonna go
Are
straight.
you bringing the Maccabean Janissaries with you, as you promised to take them off the planet, if I remember correctly?
Might as well.
Did we?
If we have
Yes.
the means, then yes.
Yeah, you could prepare them. There's enough room on the ship.
Sure.
I would recommend like keeping them in close eye so they don't.
They're like
Right.
advocated meat shields at this point, so
Yeah, so they don't try and take over the ship or anything
we're not
stupid.
gonna
my
take
God.
over the ship.
So when
We
you
could kill them, like
when you start ferrying them back to the ship and things like that, you guys head to the bridge, and Captain Huang informs you that he and his astropaths have decoded some of the last navigational information from the Inquisition's buoys that were left in orbit that monitored the approach of a ship and the departure of a ship several years ago, and it seems to correlate with the ship that took the orb away. And they now extrapolated that it headed in the direction of the Celibus War Zone. Okay, so it seems your information is
Excellent.
corroborated.
So we didn't even need to go down to the planet. Could have just sat around for a bit.
Perhaps, maybe the orb was
we
there.
got to kill Tyranids some point.
So you guys head towards Vanity, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Right, so this is the next section of this. Okay, let me see. Okay, so the journey from Herzor to the Akros salient is a time-consuming one. The trip does not require, does not enter any particular like combat encounters of any kind, but the warp is turbulent throughout the trip. Passing through the shadow in the warp created by High Fleet Dagon and close to the Hadex anomaly leads to a truly nightmarish experience, even by the usual harrowing standards of the warp. During the entire trip, you guys hear strange voices echoing through the corridors at night. You hear some of the lesser, like normal humans of the crew, and some of the Maccabeans have given you rumors, and you've heard mixed gossip that there's ghosts on the ship and things like that. So people find it hard to sleep. A lot of you get random headaches, especially Uriel, at like the worst times, and then they just seem to go as quickly as they came. But other than that, there's no strange encounters or combat situations. But to say the least, it seems like things are a bit strange on the ship. Okay.
I would help during this time. I would help all with his combat, melee combat. Just saying.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, so as soon as you transition into the Vanity system, you are on the bridge, I guess. You'd be on the bridge in preparation for the transition back to the real space from the Materium. And you watch patiently with Commander or Captain Huang as he orders the ship to begin auspex scans of the local space. Immediately, you can come up with several, relay pings from friendly Imperial ships. There seems to be at least a couple hundred in orbit around Vanity right now, or sorry, in distant orbit around one of Vanity's, the Vanity system's gas giants, and they seem to be refueling at a small space station, while many seem to go off on several, patrols and things like that. Upon being relayed, you are given information that the commanding officer of the small Imperial battle group here is one Commander Brashnir. And for the last several years, her and her command fleet have been in an extended standoff with several Chaos-aligned vessels, also present in the system. The two groups have taken positions near the system's edge, each carefully monitoring the movements of the other. Irregularly, craft break off from each group to either resupply the troops on Vanity or to leave the system and head off-world. Intermittently, additional vessels have arrived with loyalties to either side, but never enough to break the stalemate. Give me a sec to get my headset powered. Yeah, wireless headsets. Right, so the commander is excited to meet with Space Marines, and she hopes that your presence may be a sign of additional support coming. So do you want to say anything to this Imperial commander, whose name is Brashnir? Yeah, that's a she, by the way.
Brashnir.
Say Das Vidania.
What ranking is she sort of in the?
She'd be the equivalent of a low force commander, so she's not like an admiral, but she's above like captains, if you know what I mean.
Right, and she and her bunch of like
several hundred ships. She's got a few cruisers, a few frigates, and several attack vessels, and fighters and things like that.
And what I ask, what their like current post is? What is their current objective?
They are here to constantly resupply the forces on Vanity with, required ammunitions and supplies, as well as to do interdiction missions against the Chaos Fleet, trying to resupply their forces. But they've never been assigned enough forces to break the Chaos Fleet away completely, and it seems that likewise the Chaos Fleet doesn't have enough resources to remove them. So basically, for the last few years, it's a stalemate. In the last few years, they've been in smaller skirmishes. Yeah.
Do we know how long the Chaos Fleet has actually been here, like trying to push into this location?
They were here long before the Imperials were. This is part of the salience push into this war zone, and so far it's been mired and bogged down.
But I mean, do we know something like, is it randomly just so happened to be around 30 years?
No, the Chaos Forces have been here a lot longer than that, but there's multiple different Chaos Forces on Vanity, all doing various different things.
So I'll I put hail commander sort of thing. I am Brother Aloysius Castor of the Ultramarines chapter. Me and my brothers here are here on Imperial sanctioned business, essentially. So I will basically ask for her full cooperation with anything I might need. I reassure her that, if our faith in the Emperor is strong, the Chaos Scum will be routed from the system. However, as far as I've been made aware, apart from me and my squad being here on our own mission, as far as I'm aware, there are no reinforcements coming.
Okay, so upon revelation that you're not here to infect the sister fleet, she becomes visibly flustered. She soon explains that she had hoped that your arrival would herald additional reinforcements. In order for the Crusade to eventually cleanse this system and the nearby ones, they needed additional resources. Basically, in an effort to garner such assistance, she's willing to offer you any information in exchange for your help. Essentially, she wants you to perform a task for her that is in need of immediate assistance of a specialized combat group, such as the Deathwatch. And if you were to aid her in such a task, she'd be willing to commit some of her resources as well as information to your mission on Vanity. But in return, she wants you to perform a mission for her.
Okay.
I will say to her that me and my brothers, such as we are not beholden to the needs of anyone in particular. However, we are both servants of the Emperor and the Imperium, and myself and my brothers would be glad to perform any suitable aid that you require. In return for your assistance in these matters, I will agree, and my brothers will agree to aid you in your cause, as it is the same as our own in the service of the Emperor.
Okay, so she nods and says, I'm thankful, my lord, that you're willing to see reason. Then she sends over a data transmission burst, which is displayed on your holodeck display on the bridge, and she says, this Chaos transport vessel is making a break for the Vanity system. It's resupplying a crucial battle line on the surface, which the Flesh Terrors are currently holding. If it gets through, we believe that they'll be able to overwhelm the Flesh Terror position, and a great many of your brothers of their chapter will die. What I need you to do is intercept this vessel, as your quick strike vessel that you're currently on is well suited to intercept it far better than anything under my command. And you also have the necessary boarding actions, that is yourselves, to take the vessel without much disturbance. What I need you to do is board the vessel and reach its primary warp core, or warp drive, and using some demolition charges I will provide you with, or melta-bombs I will provide you with, you need to cripple the ship's warp engine to the point where it will overload and explode, thus depriving the traders of the necessary resources they need to advance their line on Vanity. Will you do this mission for me?
As I have stated, of course.
Okay, so she passes on the necessary boarding information, the location of the ship making a break for the planet. It's about 2 days out. Only you have the speed to intercept it before it reaches it in about a day and a half as well. So she quickly sends a transporter over with the necessary melta-bomb and wishes you good luck. So you can order the captain to set an intercept course if you want to, because you command this vessel you're on right now.
Yes, we will make all haste to intercept this trader transport.
Okay.
Before we go, can I try and make contact with the nearest Storm Warden forces?
Do you want to gain information about? Yeah, she's offering you information, so if there's anything else you want to know before you leave, you can ask her anything you want.
Location of the nearest Storm Warden forces.
Okay, so she tells you, based upon the information she passes to you, it is clear that there are Space Marines of the Storm Warden, Flesh Terrors, and several other Space Marine Loyalist chapters currently in battle upon the surface. There is at least a half company strong of Storm Wardens currently battling on Vanity's surface. They belong to the 5th company of the Storm Wardens, and they are under the command of one Captain McGraw. Okay.
Which company was over Herios?
Heriosor?
Yeah, whatever.
The same company.
Okay, so then I would have been a part of that.
Yes, so this may in fact be your captain, or your ex-captain.
Yeah.
Could I quickly ask her,
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a Chaos Legion with the heraldry of a torch?
Yes, she nods and says one of the most active traitor Astartes forces on Vanity is known as the Pyre Warband, and they have several Chaos fortresses and positions around Vanity. They, in particular, out of all the Chaos forces currently aligned on Vanity, seem to be determined to hold the planet. They've devoted a vast amount of their warband to its cause. So it's the Pyre Warband.
Then we will dig them out in due time.
Could I quickly ask Castor, if we were to maybe send some a fast ship somewhere, maybe would we be able to like send it back to like Fortress Ariak and like tell them that this planet must be taken by the
Send like an
by the
astro
fleet.
message maybe or something.
Yeah, like, is there something we can do that might be able to get them to send extra fleet this way? So even if we, like, you know,
Well, yeah, to tell them the importance that we
Yeah.
believe the orb or at least some lead on it is on Vanity.
Yeah, so you want to send an astropathic message back to Ariok, yeah.
yeah,
Yep,
Yeah.
you guys can easily do that. The astropathic choir on board the Nocturne Vigile will immediately transport the message.
would we be able to like ask for like ship reinforcements and tell Commander Brashear that Brashneer
Yeah.
that like this might be occurring, kind of thing?
The Deathwatch doesn't have a great many ships. Most of them are simply strike craft made to send Deathwatch kill teams to planets, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
The reinforcements she's searching for are not within
Are
our...
like an entire Imperial Navy battle,
Yeah,
which
like,
the
they're not-
Deathwatch doesn't even have remotely close enough numbers.
We're not we're not we're not the heroes that are...
Yeah, they're the hammer, you're like the point of the spear. There's a different thing, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah, she wants like a huge fleet to help out with taking it. We're here on, as I said, we're here on like, you know, business. We're on a specific objective. In terms of the crusade, we're not here to win the war. So, well, you know what I mean.
you're just here to make sure the aliens don't fuck everything up. That's what you're here for.
Well, in this case, well, everything at this point, yeah, it's like chaos, aliens, all the days of it.
Yeah. In Warhammer, things tend to overlap conveniently enough.
Yep.
All right, so you guys head towards that ship. All right.
Mhm.
Let me see.
I should have quickly read her future. Horrible
Oh, well.
destruction of the fleet.
By the
Okay.
way, who's taking the metal
She's the
bomb?
traitor.
So I can if you want.
Yeah, it's a high yield melta bomb, so it's extremely unstable.
So what? Sorry, high yield? Did you
So
say?
High
Sarlacc should
yield
take
melta
it.
bomb. Yeah.
Okay. Metal bomb.
Oh, Ollie found a page on the fire.
Okay, so let me see. Right, so you guys burn for about you do a heavy ion burn straight at this ship, or you order Captain Huang to intercept. After about a day and a half, you do start to come up beside it. It starts to fire minor macro battery broadsides, as it seems mostly undefended. It seems to be built for speed rather than anything else. So your vessel likewise is also built for speed rather than anything else. So it's a minor skirmish at best, but you guys are firing large macro batteries at each other. The Commander Huang informs you that a boarding torpedo has been prepared for your assault, and that it can begin at any moment you're ready to be fired at them.
Can we target where we want to board from, or will it just be
Yes,
like?
he's targeting a subsection, like a sub cargo bay near the main warp drive.
How far
that's-
is the bridge from that? Is it like a good distance?
The ship itself is about 0.8 of a kilometer long, so it's a pretty big ship. But
Yeah.
he's aiming you at the rear near the engine drives, so you can like get there quick enough to plant the bomb and get out.
Oh, okay. I was going to suggest going in, killing the bridge crew, so the ship is disabled.
Well, the plan as
What
is
we-
was
Yeah.
to blow it all up.
What
So
we need to do is
Blow it
blow,
all up, yeah.
rig the engines, get off, and it's done.
yeah, the reason why you need to do it quickly is because it's a troop transport ship, so there's a good possibility
like-
for several thousand trader warriors.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. I agree with the captain. Say, good job, Wang.
Okay, so you guys get fired. Let me just fire your.
We get fired.
Get fired.
Let me just find your dudes.
We get fired. We join the chaos.
Set this up a second.
Is this the Apprentice 40k edition?
It's just our watch captain. Like, you're fired.
Our watch captain is Alan Sugar.
Yes. By the way, Warren, is it a like a human cultist transport, or is it Chaos Space Marine transport?
It just bears the symbol of chaos, and it seems like a regular chaos transport vessel. So what's inside it, you have no idea.
It's like that scene from Star Wars where they chase the stormtroopers down. Opens up like just hundreds of Chaos Space.
It's very likely it could be a mix, because it's not unlike the Trader Legions or Warbands to use human fodder as meat shields, basically. Not like what unlike you do, anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
Can we bring?
I believe we just did that. Can we bring the Macarian blah 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 with us?
Well,
for they-
Janissaries.
the reason you're being sent in the thing is because only 6 of you can fit inside of it.
Okay.
And it's the reason she requested a Space Marine contingent to do this is because it's basically suicide for normal troops to try and board it.
Well,
No.
they were deserters, so why not?
It's death in the name of the Emperor.
Does this cause complications that Uriel is in Terminator armor?
No, not really. Yeah,
Okay.
you can fire them in additional pods if you want to. I mean, I don't mind. You can take a few with you if you want. It's totally
I would suggest to cast them and use them as decoys. Fire them in different locations of the
Just
ship.
literally just
Operation
fire
Human
the ship.
Shield.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
don't even fire them in like boarding stuff. Just use them to like hit the ship.
So I mean, do
What?
you want to do that? It's totally up to caster, really. So
I strongly disagree.
Like the
I'm
salamander.
not down with it.
I disagree with the. They'll more than likely just get in the way. So
Well, they would.
I mean, I
cause-
know the point of them is to get in the way of like bullets.
Yeah, but if we spread them all out over the ship, they won't realize what our objective is.
you could potentially launch a couple more torpedoes and try and cause distractions in different parts, but they will more or less get slaughtered quite quickly.
Yeah, how about we just launch a bunch of torpedoes with no one in
Like
it?
yeah, I was about to say like
Yeah, you could do like I mean, your ships are currently fighting, like macro batteries and torpedoes and lances are getting fired, but I mean, this is all happening while you guys get launched to do the actual mission. So
yeah, just launch some MT decoy ones at like maybe the bridge or near the bridge, that kind of thing. Try and keep them as spread out as possible, but I'm not gonna sanction any Maccabean Janissaries to go. Like it's just a silly thing to do.
Well, we're not that awful.
Well, it's not even that. Like if they'd be of use, I'd probably use them, but I don't think the gain is like the gain is not even worth their pitiful lives, which are worth nothing at this point.
So you guys are up here. So you guys get fired at a torpedo with a resounding crash. It breaks into the side of the hull of the enemy ship, and you guys burst from the hole in the side of the hull and come out here with all these guys prepared.